Dion Myers. The beautiful shot over cover. And then an error by the bowler, drags it short, picks the gap, and now it's back-to-back boundaries. It's the follow-up delivery for me that's so important here for Myers and Rashid Khan.
Good follow-up delivery, not far away from this chance.
He's going to bowl the googly. You've got to pick it. Don't get stuck in one gear. He's experienced this, Rashid Khan. He's seen it over and over again.
That was googly, that didn't rise as well. This time it's been turned away in the onside. Good aggressive cricket from Zimbabwe batters here. There's a conscious effort to take the attack to the opposition. Sikandar Raja, as a captain, when he was there in the press conference, was talking about sharing his knowledge of playing with Rashid Khan, against Rashid Khan as well, with his teammates, as they want to build the team for future big competitions. Unbeaten, contrasting start for Rashid Khan, conceding 2 boundaries. 6 overs gone. Field restrictions will be lifted. Zimbabwe 33 for 1. Bennett still there. The field restrictions are lifted now. 34 for 4 Afghanistan at this stage. Zimbabwe 33 for 1. Now captain will have the luxury of spreading the field. Bennett has been enjoying a good run with the bat as well. 63 or 43 versus Pakistan. The experience of playing against high quality opposition. Azmat into the attack. Firmly hit through the extra. Long change, it's lightning, quick outfield. Will be able to pull it off.
There's so much expectation around this young man, Devender. Have a look at this for some shot. Look at how he makes contact and just able to beat the cover. That'll give him a great deal of confidence.
3 men on the onside, long on, mid-wicket and deep square. Works, trying to work through the onside, takes a single ball, just goes away on the offside. They had good outing with bat in hand in the power play overs against Pakistan. 60 for 2, 40 for 2 and 56 for 1. 56 for 1, the match where they eked out a victory to finish the T20 campaign here at the Harare Sports Club.
Massive issues were the collapses. Massive collapses in the first T20 and the second T20. 37 without loss, 57 all out in the second T20 International. And if I'm correct, the first T20 International, I think it was 8 for 31. Chasing 165. So that is a massive learning curve, and I'm glad you brought those numbers up.
Shot fine. Third on the boundary on the offside. Sweeper around 10 yards inside the boundary ropes. Slower bouncer in line with the stumps.
Yeah, the power play is going to be important for both teams. Can Afghanistan keep Zimbabwe quiet? Look at that from a shot for Marumani. Flick off the pads and a good catch in the deep. And then they got into their work. A few boundaries that really light up these highlights. That drop catch was one that you want to look back on and forget very quickly. And some beautiful shots. Dion Myers.
Just like that, it's not about just hitting boundaries, strike rotation as well, and that's where they've been brilliant today. Just nudging the ball into the gap, taking singles and twos. Now spread out field on the onside, just one man inside the 30-yard circle at short fine. Short boundaries on the onside, so plenty of opportunities to work the ball through the onside, taking singles and twos. Third comes inside the 30-yard circle. Nicely punched through the offside. Two is the call, but they will have to settle for a single. Fielder was around 10 yards inside the boundary ropes. 7 overs gone, 39 for 1. Zimbabwe in the chase. We've been talking about their ability to flourish in the power play overs and getting off to a good start, but in 2024 we've seen some unbelievable batting collapses as well, from none for 37 to 10 for 57 all out.
Yeah, if you're Zimbabwean, and if you're a Zimbabwean supporter or a batter, you look at this and say, there is enormous scope for improvement.
Lets it bounce it down the ground, just a single. Sikandar Raja was talking about the importance of consistency in selection and having the similar players, having the players with experience, not introducing too many young players, because it's important to have the knowledge. It's a different challenge altogether when you play international cricket from what you do at the domestic level. Nicely worked through the onside, just a single, and this is the one area that's where they can think about taking it forward, this strike rotation and sensible stroke play.
So how have Afghanistan got it right? They are always introducing young, exciting spinners and players.
Well, it can be attributed to the quality of domestic cricket in Afghanistan. It was around the leg stump. So competitive. All the international stars, Rashid Khan, Nabi, they all play in domestic T20 tournaments, in first-class cricket as well, in listed cricket. And that's why the domestic cricket in Afghanistan, Shpagiza Cricket League, they got another national T20 Cup as well. So 2 T20 tournaments domestically they play, and 2 50-over tournament as well. Hits him just outside the off stump.
Yeah, I think that's just outside the line of off stump. He'd just be able to get that front pad outside the line. Let's have a look. Where does it hit him? Yeah, just outside the line. Shake of the head, but it's extremely close. Umpire's call, perhaps.
The Afghan selectors, they pick the players at the age of 13, 14, then put it into the national camp, playing against the likes of Rashid Khan in the national camps, and that's where they derive the confidence from. 8 overs gone, 43 for 1. Or 42 for 1 now. Naveen Ulhaq, who plays T20 cricket only for Afghanistan, 1 for 4 in 2 overs, setting the tone in the bowling department. Mujib coming into the fore after a long layoff because of the right phalanx sprain finger injury, and so not have much of practice coming into this event. Farid Malik, 39 wickets, and he's got the ability to take wickets in the middle stage of the innings. Good given and catched on big time. Beautifully played into the gap on the offside for 4. Bennett with a brilliant 4.
Yeah, this is a really good shot. It's the bigger part of the ground, and you expect perhaps outside the power play. I found boundary getting quite difficult, but the placement, yeah, he really does favour the offside behind square. And also some excellent timing.
If the ball is not moving at the moment, is it better strategy to concentrate on the stumps rather than trying to take the ball away from the right-hander?
I think the luxury that Afghanistan have here is if you look at that current run rate and the required run rate, they've been able to build up some pressure. So Zimbabwe hasn't quite hurt them. If you look at 46 for 1 after 8.2 overs. From the bowling side, they think, well, we've created a bit of a gap here where we can just pick up 1 or 2 and keep everything in check. Whereas Zimbabwe are looking at this and thinking, let's get away from the collapses, let's lay a foundation and take the game deep, which we haven't been able to do for a number of games this year.
It's through the onside, just a single. Also, tactical approach from Rashid Khan. He's not bowling himself, he's keeping his overs back because he wants to take the game into competitive stage.
Yeah, excellent point. Excellent point, Devender. Like I said, he's seen it over and over and over again. He knows how to read the game. He's just bowled the 1 over just to have a little look-see and say, you know what, you'll see me later.
He was absolutely brilliant in the T20 World Cup in United States and Caribbean nations, with his captaincy taking Afghanistan to semi-finals of the World Cup. Shot fine there, just a single.
Just back to that conversation quickly about how Afghanistan have got it quite right. I think Afghanistan has such a luxury of talent. I think they unearth some of the best talent you see on the circuit that is sought after, especially their spinners and their seamers now.
Also care from the senior players in nurturing young players. When Mujibur Rahman was developing, they had the likes of Rashid Khan and Nabi to nurture them. And Noor came along, Allah Muhammad coming along as well. Care for the talent. When they pick the talent, they make sure that they nurture them. This time he gets it over the top. Just a single. Bennett and Mice developing a good partnership here. After losing the first wicket early, they will have to keep in 4 overs of Nabi, 3 overs of Rashid Khan. Also the experience of Nabeen Ulaq just got 2 overs of Nabeen Ulaq, so 3 bowlers with the ability of soaking up the pressure and changing the complexion of the game with their ability, skill and understanding about the nuances of the game. Firmly hit. Dot ball to finish the over. 9 gone, 49 for 1. This is a very, very interesting stage in play. The match is tantalizingly poised, you have to say, given the bowling resources and the understanding about the game Afghans possess here. Rashid Khan into the attack. He's thinking about breaking this partnership because there's a sense of security and comfort in negating these bowlers. 50 up for Zimbabwe.
Partnership 39 of 37. A little bit quicker than Afghanistan, so that's a positive. It's that second one for Afghanistan where it comes in quick time. But more importantly, 55 runs in the final 5 overs of Afghanistan innings. And within those 55 runs in those 5 overs, there were 6 dot balls. So in fact, they get the 55 of 4 overs, which really elevates the innings. And that's where Zimbabwe will need to find those extra bit.
It's working through the offside. He recognizes Rashid Khan. It's time to take wicket in some fashion, so he introduces himself. 3 singles of 3 deliveries. They are playing him conservatively. In the first over, they were after him, hitting a couple of boundaries. That can be dangerous. He bowls googly, which is quicker and which skids up the surface.
He did this quite a bit against Pakistan, where he kept giving himself a lot of room. Dion Myers.
Knocking it down the ground for a single.
And I've been scratching my head on why he looks to do that. I think he tries to, in the T20 game, try and create a slightly bigger hitting zone for himself, so he can access all sides of the ground, but it hasn't quite gone his way.
Search continues for Afghans. Rashid Khan. With the last delivery of the over, he will concede a single. 10 overs have been bowled here in Harare, Zimbabwe. 54 for 1 in the chase.
Guys, if you want something, please.
Neck and neck. Those two worms, if anything, the Zimbabwean one's slightly behind in terms of runs. In terms of wickets, very comfortable. Comparatively, 57 for 4 Afghanistan, Zimbabwe 54 for 1. It's well hit by Brian Bennett. It's a big boundary out there, so it won't reach. All confusion. Brian Bennett's dropped his bat, decides he doesn't want to come back for the third. In the end, all as well. Very good afternoon, Darlington Matambananzo.
Brian Bennett, 24 from 30. He's found it tough going today. Dominated bowlers in that power play. Today it was he who was dominated. But what he's done is he's not thrown it away. He's stayed in there. He's looked quite determined to just bat the 20.
What a beauty from Brian Bennett. He relies on his hands so much. Great hand-eye coordination.
As Tino says, not a lot of footwork here, but what he is, he's a big, tall, over 6 feet tall, long levers, can reach out a long way and get to that, and actually get there with a lot of power. Second time we've seen him score on that part of the ground.
Yeah, it's imperative that Brian Bennett just continues to bat this way from here on, because he will pick up that scoring rate, which he started to do. And that looks like it's just at the bottom edge.
Combination of a change of angle and slightly slower through the air. It's a relaxed looking Zimbabwe change room. See Madewere in a chat with Justin Simons, his coach. Just a few pointers about what the coach imagines this game is going to evolve and what role, if any, Wesley's going to have to play later on today.
And we've seen that happen a few times today. Ball just holding into the surface. Just a grunt of frustration from Brian Bennett, I heard over the stump mic. And he just needs to say to himself, you're still in. You've got an important role to play. Don't worry about that delivery. It's gone.
At the other end, we've seen Dion Myers, 22 from 22. He's been looking a lot more composed today. A little slow. I don't think that's really an issue with Zimbabwe just one down.
Short boundary. Thought about the two. Yeah, just talking about Myers as him and Bennett bring up the 50 partnership between them. 47 balls. They would have liked it a slightly quicker time, but it's okay. They both spend time in the middle.
Very strong square of the wicket. But Dion Myers, for me, that's the shot of the day. Rashid Khan over extra cover. And then square drive, one of two. And there's the second Brian Bennett square drive. Really powerful in that area.
He struggled trying to get the pull shot away today, Dion Myers. Another healthy over for Zimbabwe. 62 for 1. $144 for 6. Afghanistan recovering from 58 for 5 at one stage. Karim Janat 54. Got over 3 for 28, and at the moment leading the chase for Zimbabwe. Brian Bennett, Dion Myers 29 and 23 not out respectively. This man into his third over. That's found the gap, but don't worry about the gap. It's gone all the way from Dion Myers.
That requires some talent. This is not that bad a delivery from Rashid Khan. What he's done is he's gotten himself outside the line of the stumps to get that leverage, to get it over long on for a big 6.
Yeah, he had to have quick foot movement, Dion Myers, to execute that. This time flat bats it down to long off. Good, sensible cricket.
He looks dialed in today. Really looks like he's understood the mistakes he made in the Pakistan series and has really committed to not making those.
Brian Bennett gives himself room himself, looking to go over extra. Yeah, just talking about Dion Myers, he's looked a totally different player. The first thing I've seen is he's understood that he's got time in the middle. He's not trying to get after every delivery. In the air, it'll go out to the sweeper for 1. When you go back to his last couple of innings in that T20I series against Pakistan, he looked flustered. He looked like he was trying to get a boundary, a ball. Today he's been very sensible. Got the boundaries, and then he's got the singles in between.
And Rashid Khan is one of the best around at this game. Really understands this brand of cricket. And he's played him really, really well.
Crunches that to the sweeper on the offside. Zimbabwe continue to pile on the runs. 71 for 1. Madevere Raza, Burl Musekiwa. And the next to come in, and Zimbabwe will be hoping that they will play a pivotal role with bat in hand if they're to chase down this total. 74 more needed and 48 balls. They need to go at just over 9 to the over. 9.25. Pulled away, fielder back, but it won't reach Mohammed Nabi on the bounce. Darlington just below 6, the scoring rate, 9+ needed. How does Zimbabwe go about this chase now with 7.5 overs to go?
It's just starting to reach that stage where they need a boundary and over. And it's the short side where you've got to try and get that boundary, I think. And that is across the line from Brian Bennett. He's got it into the hole and he's found that boundary in the over. And it's a good shot.
Yeah, again, the lack of pace of the ball coming onto the bat means that Bennett doesn't quite hit it as well as he wants. But it is the short boundary, so gets a little bit more value for his stroke.
The other thing is you've just got to run well between the wickets. That's gone straight up. And I think he might be fortunate here. And it's fallen into a gap. And he picks up 2 runs. This one had a little bit more spice on it from Azmatullah.
Yeah, this is a purposeful, a meaningful bouncer. Brian Bennett is not going to stop playing that pull shot, especially to the shorter part of the ground. On quicker, bouncier wickets that we saw in Blawayo, we saw him execute it quite nicely a couple of times. He did, however, get into trouble. The Afghanistan bowlers will know it.
That's a bit of a misfield. He's allowed him to pick up another 2 in this over. Very, very good over for Zimbabwe.
Naveen Haq is in the walls in the field. Drop catch earlier on. Overruns this one. Managed to get the right boot on it. Otherwise, that was 4. Goes down the ground. Now, he won't get there. Rashid Khan, and it'll go away for 4. So Zimbabwe just picking up the scoring rate here.
For the first time, Brian Bennett gets his strike rate above 100. This was a bit of fortune here. Rashid Khan wasn't able to get to the catch, but the intent was correct. It was the delivery, just didn't find the middle of the bat. And he picks up his second boundary of this over.
It will be a single to close off the 13th. Another very good over for Zimbabwe. 85 for 1. Biggest over of the Zimbabwean chase. No surprises that Rashid Khan turns to his most experienced bowler. 130 T20 internationals, 4 wickets shy of 100. More importantly, he's a man who, more often than not, when he comes into the attack, gets breakthroughs. Zimbabwe will be aware of that. Big boundary to the leg side. What's Bennett going to do? And hits it out to that cow corner fielder for 1. Gone up in the air, and this is going to be out. Very simple catch taken, and I said it a couple of deliveries ago. When this man comes into the attack, more often than not, a wicket falls.
And it's the angle from around the wicket. This one carries on straight. As Leon Myers is looking for turn here, looking to get it between car corner and long on. And it finds the outside edge. So Myers is gone for 32 from 29. Zimbabwe 86 for 2.
Come on, boys.
Sikandar Raza, the Zimbabwean captain, in his 100th match. And the first Zimbabwean to achieve that feat in this format.
Russia. Karesh.
Really beautiful bit of bowling. No turn, intentionally sliding it across Dion Myers. Looking to smash down the ground, find the outside edge. And Shahzad makes an easy catch.
Confusion. And very quick to rectify that confusion. Raza and Bennett.
Just picked up, fielded mid-wicket, and Raza was quick to send him back, which is why he got back safely.
Thick outside edge. Single. And this has been a very good over for Afghanistan. A wicket and 3 runs, 1 ball to go.